Kenny came before we went into the game. Me and you were chatting about the game. Even as we was doing a live video, I was trying to be really optimistic, predicting 2-1 and that. You predicted 3-1. You said to me, Robbie, you're going to see there's a gulf in class in the players. You know, they're just on another level to us. And you was absolutely spot on in absolutely everything you said. Apart from the result, you said 3-1. It was actually 3-0. Where has it all gone wrong for this club?
Like I said, fast forward 10 years ago. You know, if you fast forward to the Man United game where fans walked out of the stadium when we lost the semi-final, when Ronaldo has got that second goal, from then on we stopped being an elite club. We stopped being a club where we can beat our rivals, and then since then it's gone downhill. We're getting thrashed consistently by our rivals, even though we're finishing in third. But the reason why we're finishing third and fourth is because there was a massive gulf between the top four and the rest of the clubs in the country, because we had the money. We were that elite club. And then what's happened is that Man City came with the money, and then Spurs were on our coattails. And then what's happened is that those clubs have gone past us now. Man City have gone past us. Spurs, in terms of the team, have gone past us. And we've done nothing to eradicate that. It's because the club reeks the consistency, Robbie. Everyone thinks, oh, it's going to be all right. Oh, well, as long as we get the top four, it's fine. We don't have to challenge for the title. Arsene Wenger's working miracles. We've got this big stadium we're playing for. We can't possibly compete. And then when you stay at that level, looking for fourth all the time, then what happens? The only way is down, because if you don't look up and you're complacent, then the only way is down. And that's what's happened. Today's match itself, it's about hard work. You can talk about Man City's money all you like, but the fact of the matter is that every one of their players worked hard. You look at the first two goals. Kyle Walker is in his own half. He's got the ball and he's run 20 yards, took players out of the game, and then he started a move which ends up with down the right left wing, and then we put a cross in. No one's clearing it, but Man City gamble. And the reason why they gamble is because that's what their jobs are, and they scored the first goal. It was the second one, De Bruyne on the left-hand side this time. Gamble, gamble, gamble. And then what's happened is that, again, a Man City player gets the ball, beats about 2 or 3 men, gives it to De Bruyne, creates space. When we get the ball now, when we're in possession, we're passing for passing's sake. No one's gambling.
It's a confidence, Kenny, because a lack of confidence.
It's about the basics. If you don't do the basics right in football, then you want to do it. You can't.
But don't you think there's a lack of confidence in that team? You know what I mean?
Well, there is a lack of confidence because of the results. But the thing is, you can't. There's no one to blame but the players. The players have got the wrong DNA. Their DNA is an attacking DNA that they had from Arsene. And what happens now is that when you do try to indoctrinating some things like, defensive play, working hard as a team, you're only going to do it for about 20% of a football match. But what about the other 80%? And that's where they're going to lose games against better side. Man City were kind to us. If they really wanted to, they could have turned and scored, and they could have made 6 or 7 here, because that's how well they played.
You blame the players on the pitch, and listen, the players have to take responsibility.
All the time.
But don't you also think that this situation with the manager, right? You got Freddie in there. He's trying to do his best.
Robbie, we've been supporting Arsenal.
No, but let me just finish the question. Yeah, you got Freddie in there. He's trying to do his best. But why have they not gone out there and replaced? They sacked Unai Emery now nearly 3 weeks ago. And we're not even hearing a hint of anybody that's coming in. They're saying they're doing interviews and that.
And then this. It's the Arsenal way. The Arsenal way is always to be 5 or 6 years behind anyone else. You remember one time before, we used to be always complaining about our players not getting paid enough because other players were paying £300,000 a week. 5 years later, we're now paying one person £350 a week. It's the first thousand. But that's the trouble with Arsenal. We always call ourselves this classy club. We do everything the right way. But classy don't win you football matches. It doesn't win you the league. It doesn't get you in the Champions League or let you win anything. All it does is it gives you an aura of respectability. But at the end of the day, we're in a results business, Robbie. And when the results are not good, then that's what we're doing.
Any chance against Everton?
Everton,
Bournemouth, Chelsea.
If we work hard, and like I said, do the things that see what Man City did well and emulate what they did. Because at the end of the day, it's about learning things. Man City were 4 or 5 yards ahead of us. how they create their chances? Because they didn't just pass for passing's sake. Someone took a gamble and ran at one of their players and created space. We do that against Everton. There's no reason why we can't play Everton, but we've got a battle against Everton. They're going to. Duncan Ferguson's going to get killers in midfield and going to break up their play. Well, how comes? Why don't we match them for hard work? Why don't we match them for endeavour? And then maybe our superior skill, if people think we've got superior play to them, will win the day. But we're not going to beat Everton or Bournemouth without hard work. And that's the ethos. And one thing we need to do, get a manager in yesterday. Get a new manager in. Forget Freddie. He's been told he's not going to get a job. Get the right man in so he can change things quickly, and then next year change the whole DNA and overhaul this squad. We've got a crack team, Robbie. Doesn't matter where we've got the best front three in the world. They're part of the problem. Aubameyang, anonymous. Mesut Ozil, thank you. Some managers got the balls to take him off. The sooner that man is out of this football club and away from the team, then we will never improve. Stop. To the fans out there who support Mesut Ozil and criticise me and you for saying it, for the love of God, put your football club first and let's get this man out of here. He is a bad egg, and he is part of the DNA that is rotten for this football club and his football team. Get him out and get his mates out and start getting players who want to play for Arsenal Football Club, who want to work hard for Arsenal Football Club into the team. And that's where the Kroenkes can do us a service, is by starting to clear out and then getting proper players in. That's all I want from them. I couldn't give a shit whether they care or not. Just put the money in and do the right things and get pay people who care about Arsenal. Mesut Ozil, pack your bags. I'll see you at Heathrow Terminal 5. Get on the first plane out of here. Thank you. Time to go.